While politicians are arguing over AI regulation in Washington, Google just put $1 billion on the table. Not for ads, not for engineers, but for training at American universities. And the question here isn't really why they did it. The question here is, will more tech companies follow suit? And what does that mean for education? What does that mean for companies? And what does that mean for America? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the API for Everyone Daily Brief.
Google just pledged $1 billion. Yes, $1 billion with a B to fund AI training at U.S. universities. This new initiative is being called the Google AI Opportunity Fund. I'll put that on the screen if you want to Google that and look that up. But the Google AI Opportunity Fund, this is going to go to support coursework, train faculty, and provide resources, hands-on resources at these institutions. It will include historically Black colleges and universities. It's going to include community colleges and, of course, the larger public universities. Now, all of this comes at a time when AI legislation is in complete and utter gridlock. You might have watched my video. I'll put it right here for you to check out. But it was a Republican move to put a 10-year AI regulation moratorium in the big, beautiful bill. Literally 10 years of no regulation whatsoever and not allowed on the state level or anything. Now, this got voted out of the bill 99-1, but it still leaves this wide open, gaping hole on what everybody's going to do, because now you push things back to the states because there is zero federal framework, but you have 50 states, 50 different agendas at 50 different levels trying to make rules around the fastest moving technology that there's ever been that is literally going to impact every single industry. And I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel when it comes from anything that the government can do, because they're just not designed to move quickly. It's just not going to happen. So Google is coming in to fill a void and make this happen. Now, if it's a good idea, a bad idea, that's for us to talk about. That's for each of us to decide. But there is no question that AI training is crucial to the future. We don't want anybody to get left behind, and Google is stepping in where the government can't seem to make it happen. Well, this is a debate that we need to have, because this is less about the skill, my concern, and more about the influence that a company like Google could have. Because tech companies aren't just building tools anymore, right? They're funding the education. They're shaping the next generation of workers, of leaders, of what's normal by writing this curriculum, because they have their agenda. They have their mindset, their culture that will absolutely come through in any curriculum. But then again, they need to make sure that their workforce is there and graduating and ready for them, because the current state of universities, they're not ready for what is needed. And with things moving as quickly as they are, universities aren't going to be able in their current state to get people ready for the workforce. And when you have an absence of any type of national AI educational policy, then it makes sense for these tech companies to come in and fill that void. But that raises some concern, because what does it mean when a company becomes the teacher as well? What does that mean? Because if big tech funds the learning, they frame the questions. They create the culture, the mindset. That's not inherently bad, but it's not neutral either. I would love to hear your opinion on this in the comments section. Do you see this as positive? Do you see a more slippery slope here? Do you see this as totally negative? I value your opinion, and I really want to hear that. So if you could drop that in the comments section, it would be really helpful for me. Now, I'm vested in this. I was a founding member of a nonprofit called Blazing Academy, and our mission was AI literacy. I poured blood, sweat, and tears into this organization for 2 years. To give you some success stories behind it, we created something called the AI Protege Program in 2024. We trained 100 high school students. It was one of the best programs in Indiana in 2024, but yet we couldn't get funding for it in 2025. We created the first AI conference in the state of Indiana, 350 attendees, massive success. We couldn't get the support to do it again in 2025. And there were some other issues that happened too. Now, we were under a university, but just like the government, they don't move quickly. They're not a culture of innovation. It's not their fault. I'm not talking bad about them. It's just an antiquated system that they're working in. There's a lot of good people there that are focused and trying to make this happen. But again, when you're in a system that doesn't allow for it, it's going to take time to break out of that system and create the innovation that's needed. So that's why I'm excited to see Google come in, because at the end of the day, it's about money. And universities and other institutions will move and move quickly if there's more money on the table. And good or bad, I just don't have a lot of patience to deal with waiting or politics or ego or whatever that is. I just want to produce. So that's why I launched my for-profit company in June of 2025 called LaunchReady.ai, and it holds the same mission as Blazing Academy for the most part. But this time around, I'm focused on doing AI trainings for corporations, and then we're going to take a chunk of that money and we're going to move it over into trainings for underprivileged and under-resourced people. Now it's all in my hands, so I'll go out and find the partners, the funding, and everything that's needed to make this successful. This is a hill I'm willing to die on, and I'm betting my entire career on it. And only because I do believe it's the future, and this is what it's going to take to make sure that people are marketable in the workforce. And if I've got to take some bumps and bruises along the way, well, I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years now. So a few more battle scars are not going to hurt me. How this impacts you. Well, if you run a business, you're not just hiring talent anymore. You might be inheriting someone else's playbook, because the next wave of workers, they could be coming from these Google-sponsored classrooms. Well, what if you're a Microsoft shop? These young leaders are going to be coming in using Google's tools. They're going to be solving problems with Google's logic, and they're going to default over to Google's AI. So you might need to have a version of AI training in-house that amplifies what they've already learned, but it instills your values, your policies, your AI, the way that you do things in the real world. Because if you don't do that, you might be handing off the keys to all this without even realizing it. Because understand, this is not just about skills anymore. This is about perspective. And there's a question that we need to make sure that we're asking, because as good as I think a Google-sponsored courses are and keeping things up to date and all that, we have to ask ourselves this question. Are we shaping the next generation? And by me, I'm talking about the universities, the community colleges, the programming, and of course, us, the companies. Or are we just absorbing whatever Silicon Valley sends our way? We can't be lazy with this. We got to make sure that we're staying vigilant. So let me put that question on the screen, because I want this imprinted. I want this imprinted on you. Are we shaping the next generation, or just absorbing what Silicon Valley sends us? Oh, and one more thing. Come here. Every company now, in some form, is an education company, and the ones who train will win. So ask yourself this. Are we training our people to work with AI or to be shaped by it? I think that was pretty good. Well, our time together has unfortunately come to an end. If you found value in this video, please hit that subscribe button, like button, leave a comment. Let's get this in the hands of as many people as we possibly can. Well, my name is Harrison Painter. This has been the AI for Everyone Daily Brief. And until next time, keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep up. God bless.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad you stayed. One more spark for the plans you've made. If this show hit, go share the vibe.